Congratulations. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, um, it's nice. You look relaxed. You look really, that's really good. So how does it feel to be on the other side now?
Uh, like it, it feels like the things that I was worried that I have something in my mind. I want something. I want something. I doesn't have that feelings now. Now I'm like kind of relaxed.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, congratulations, man. Take us back a little bit, just a little bit, a glimpse of, before the application cycle, where were you both mentally and professionally?
Like I thought that I may not get enough interview, or I may not get interview from Chicago, like where I want to stay, and these kinds of things was going on my mind. Like because I graduated like 5 years ago, and the hospital I'm working, whoever I talk, they are like recent graduate. So I had that in my mind. Oh my God, what if I don't get interviews? And
So basically, there was lots of, uncertainty and being not sure of yourself.
yeah,
Yeah, but it turned out fine. I'm glad it did. Okay.
yeah.
And then I guess the follow-up question would be, amongst all the things that you've mentioned, what were the things that, worried you the most? The things that made you have sleepless nights?
Worried about like my ERAS application personal statement. These things was like I was really worried about this. You know that how worried I was. Like then after I got you, I was watching like your videos. I even told you the first day that all of your videos I watched like in the YouTube, and then I contacted you. You have your ABIM exam, I think, and you replied me like a few days later. Like you told me that you'll reply me. Then I was like trying to find someone who is available and who will like respond to me. Like there are lots of mentors even in Bangladesh, and lots of residents attendings. They do mentoring, but the thing is they have lots of students, and they can just reach out to them. Even though if they reach, they are busy, they are not replying. So I was so worried, and even I reached out to some people before I reached out to you. They were not a medical person. Like you don't know what things I was going on. Like they are non-medical persons. Some of the people refer me to them, and
Yeah.
when I talked with them, I realized, oh my God, they don't know nothing. I had to tell them everything, what eras, what these things, and eventually I survived from that. I told them I don't want to contact with you anymore, please. Then I was thinking maybe I will got some like Dr. Endurance will reply to me. These are my thinking. Yeah. And that time when I contacted you, I was really relaxed. Like after you review my application and the things.
Wow, that's just like running different directions before finding what works.
Finding right person. Yeah, it was the most difficult part.
Yeah, I think that's key, because when I first applied for fellowship or residency, that was one of the problems I had. I didn't even know who to ask. Yours is even better because you've asked people. I didn't even know who to ask. I didn't know where to start from. And the difference between information and no information is a big difference. When you have information, you don't have information. Yeah, I'm glad that worked out. Just like reflecting back now, from all the things that you now know, what do you think is misunderstood about how programs evaluate applicants? But what I mean is just from all the things that from your experience now, both getting interviews, interviewing, and now pre-matching, what are the things that you think you misunderstood and a lot of your colleagues also misunderstood that you now have an understanding about?
I think in lots of things, videos I was watching that people tell that like to tell a lots of things in interview, but I figured out that in most of my interview I kept talking less and listening more. Even in one YouTube videos I was watching, it was a different videos, and that guy, he was telling that talk 40% and listen 60%. So they think and even my every interview was different. Like they were so interested to me because I told you the CDS experience, hospital work experience, and yeah. So I think it's another thing that listen more and understanding the cues, body language. Like what's does the interviewer wants me to stop now? Does he wants to ask me another question?
Yeah, that's really a good point to bring up, because I don't think we talk more about that. Just understanding the body language, when to stop, when to keep quiet.
Yeah, sometimes they are like just like it feels like when we see them on the screen, like it feels like they want to ask me another question, or they are not listening anymore. Like I just keep my answer not too long, not too short, so that they can ask me more questions.
Wow, that's eye-opening. That's eye-opening even for me. Thank you. In looking through your whole application, what would you say? How did your personal statements or CV, how did it influence your interviews and your pre-matching?
Yeah, so one thing I want to mention, like before I contact you, I didn't have the number things in my application. Like you told me, put the specific numbers, like how many bed hospital, or in every number, how many patients I saw in that rotation, in this rotation. So in one of my interview, the faculty, he specifically mentioned you trained in that much bed of hospital, like 1,000 bed of hospital, how many patients you're attending see in your country. So the number came from the application. He asked about the numbers of patients and the things. So I think it really changes. And even in another interview, in the research section, you changed the numbers, like these 1,000 abstracts I screened. I did actually, but I didn't mention it initially. And the interviewer was like, it seems like you know lots of things, you did research. And I was like, yes, I did screening, these kinds of abstracts, I had to do that, I did extraction. Like from the number, they were asking me questions.
I think the idea of just quantifying your CV, don't just say I did research, like put in a number there, give them.
I didn't know that I had to put number. Thank you so much. Basically I didn't know that I have to put number everywhere.
Yeah, that helps. That I also didn't know. I actually learned that too on the way. So
yeah, somebody told me that kinds of things. I never know that if you didn't tell me. Yeah, and I even asked lots of the applicants who are like my fellow applicants. Did you mention how many bed hospital you work, or how many patients? They are like, no,
yeah.
So that's why my interview was kind of different, I think.
So at the end of the day, how many interviews did you end up getting?
I got total 12, but I declined 5. Like after signing the pre-match contract, I declined 5 interviews.
Oh, so you ended up declining 5 interviews. Woo! Oh wow, that's good stuff. I think when I interviewed, I only had one pre-match, and I declined the pre-match just because it came very late in the season. I think that was Bronx. The Bronx Scare in New York. I don't remember.
I got 2 pre-match. Another was pre-match.
Oh, really?
It was Brookdale. I also declined that.
Oh yeah. So, but that's like in New York.
Yeah.
It's not Chicago, so nah. We don't want programs that are not Chicago.
Yeah. Another thing that I was scared and confused during my submission, that everyone was telling me spread out your signal, signal to the in 3 different states. And my thing is, I told you that I just want to stay in Illinois.
Yeah.
So it was really confusing. Whoever I was reaching, they are spread out your signal, put 3 gold signal in 3 states.
But that wasn't. I don't think that was what I would. I don't know. I don't know if we had that conversation, but that's not what I would say. Just because if you have physical presence in Illinois, it makes sense to just signal everybody in Illinois. Now you could signal people around Illinois, but at the end of the day.
Yeah. Then I did signals in Illinois and around that.
Yeah. I agree. And yeah.
It makes sense. That's why I want to stay here, and I'll give my signal here. Yeah.
Great. Now let's talk about the day of the pre-match itself. The day of the pre-match interview. Now we all know that pre-match varies from program to program, so it's going to be difficult to say, do we have a playbook for this? But tell us a little bit about the interview day for your pre-match.
Actually, it was not one of my gold. Obviously, it was silver. So I was not that much serious, because before that all my interview was good. Even in many of my interviews, they told me that we'll see you in July, and these kinds of things, very reassuring. I don't know, is it reassuring or something? Even in one of my interview, faculty was telling me what to ask to the PD during my next interview. She liked me so much, she directly told me, I hope you will write the best progress note. I want to give you some hints so that you can ask the PD. So she was, so I told you that I am getting relaxed because my interviews are kind of, they are telling me directly that we liked you. And yeah, so for the pre-match, I was not like, I need that, these kinds of mentality, like I didn't have, because it was kind of, I will obviously put it at like fourth, fifth choice. Or for pre-match, I just, if they don't offer me, I'll, these kinds of things, because I had three more program before that, and I got interviews from all of them, and the interviews was good. Even one from one, they told me that send us email when you decide late in the season.
Yeah, right. So, so you will say that you were relaxed, you were calm, just taking it
Yeah,
easy.
just a normal conversation. Even the question was in pre-match, they asked lots of questions. Like they uh, put, I think, a questionnaire or maybe something. It's completely different from other interview. Like they
Hmm.
will ask one after one question, maybe 10 to 12 question, and it was three board. So one was with PD, one was faculty, and another I don't know person. Like she was asking lists of questions. I think she was checking and like writing something after I answer. After,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So like she was asking the questions like how, what you did to make you culturally competent, and this, like I never heard this kind, and I just answered something, like something what came in my mind instantly, like this kind of. And they were like constantly asking me what you do for relieving your stress, and I replied that I love walking along the Lacton Trail, I love gardening, this kinds of. Even though they're asking again like what else you do, then I told that I found out that if I drink a lots of water, it helps me de-stress. So when there is lots, like simply, I answered totally simply, because I also thought maybe I will not get that, so I'm just passing the time. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And it makes
Yeah.
sense, right? Maybe if that was the only interview you had, you would have been more tensed, you would have been more, you know, anxious, and then maybe you wouldn't have done so well. But because you're just relaxed, answering the questions gently, you have nothing to lose. And then,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they are expecting I'll tell them that I love drawing or painting, like sketching, this kinds of. But I don't do that. Maybe I did that in my childhood, but now I don't do that. So I just told them that I drink lots of waters. If I eat well, sleep well, that helps me de-stress. And
oh well, oh, I've never heard
then
of that though.
yeah, another thing in like in my no inter like in any of my interview, I didn't mention that I have kid. So in my pre-match interview, PD was specifically asking me, "Who do you have other than your husband here?" So I don't know, like, and then I mentioned that yeah, I have 2-year-old son, and she was asking me, "How will you manage your residency?" And I was saying I'm doing jobs currently, and my baby is doing well in the daycare. He's attending daycare from March.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think I will be able to do the things. I thought it's done. I'm not getting that. She's asking me this.
Yeah, yeah. Most of us, we are afraid when they ask us about, family. Is that going to be a hindrance for residency? But actually, it's not, because during my residency, we had tons of female residents who had multiple kids, but were also fantastic residents. So, contrary to what people think, actually, it's not true. Kids don't necessarily make your performance poor. Honestly, we had so many mothers that were doing so well in residency. So I don't think it's hurt. I think it helps by showing ties to the place. If anything, I think it helps more than hurts.
Yeah,
So
she was listening everything, like what I did when I came to the USA, what I did the past years, and then she was asking me, "Who do you have?" And I didn't mention in any interview, like I just avoid that, because I heard the same thing, that if you mention you have kids, they will try to not rank you. So, but she didn't ask me, so I can't just lie about my son that I do not have any. So I just told, and even though they offered me, so I was surprised. What?
yeah, at any point during the interviews, at any point, did you know that? Oh, it seems like they're going to offer me this pre-match. Did you know at any point?
It was so like the no, I didn't think that. I thought they would not offer me, because initially it was seems like she's so interested, but PD was so interested to me, like she just jumped, like when everyone was introducing. I told that I just live 15 minutes away from your hospital, and like the initial talk about the funny things, like, so she just asked me in front of everyone what are the what is your hobbies, and what do you do, like these kinds of things. But in the like personal interview, I thought it's not going well. Like she's asking me how I'll manage residency, how I'll take care of my son and residency, and like I was thinking, why this PD asking me this question?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and even another thing, she asked me one clinical question about sickle cell crisis management patient. She was giving me a story of a patient, like a patient is in a hospital bed. He's asking for pain medication again and again, and the nursing team also reaching out to you. How will you manage both the patient and the nursing team? And I replied that wrong. Yeah, because I don't know the the sickle cell. I thought I told her that I will assess the severity of the pain on a scale of 0 to 10, how much it is. Then from that I'll go. And I heard recently that I heard that for sickle cell disease, patient should get oral pain medication. Then she told me no, patient should get IV medication if they have severe pain, because if we don't manage the pain, then more vasocclusion will occurs because of the stress of the pain. And she corrected me in the interview. And I thought I am failed this interview.
So the idea of an interview is not to find people that can treat sickle cell on day one. It's to find people that can be taught how to take care of sickle cell, right? Because you're not going to be attending overnight. But I think what you did was saying that assess the pain from 0 to 10. That's good enough. Then from there, your attendant can take it. So you will say, oh, this patient has a pain severity of 8 over 10. That is severe. So what do we do next? Maybe you think it's oral medication, but then the attendant will be like, no, not oral. Let's give them IV. So yeah, I think your thought process was good. You don't have to get the entire question right. It's not USMLE step. It's an interview.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. But I mean, so just looking at the entire cycle, from starting from when you click that button, submitted ERAS. If you had to boil the entire cycle, you want to summarize it into 2 to 3 things that truly mattered, what would they be for you?
2 to 3 things. I think finding the right person, right mentor, it's one of the most, because I was so stressed. I reached out to so many people. Even I got lots of help from the residents I'm currently working in the hospital. But I like finding a mentor, like who will help me. I have the pitch in mind that I have someone who will help me. Like I can ask my specific questions. So this was one of the most difficult things for me. And what is the question? Like 2 to 3 things, or
yeah, what are the 2 to 3 most important things that you think truly mattered?
Yeah, so these things, like, because it helped me to make my ERAS personal statement and like relieving me from anxiety. Even you were like telling me you will get more than 20 interview, and this was kind of relaxing me. And I saw in your videos that you got 24 or 25 interviews, and firstly I was not believing that. That's why I was like, I'll contact him. Like, is it real? He got, I never heard that like ING getting that much interview. Yeah, and even I got 12. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Even I matched, but like I didn't believe that I will get. I thought maybe I will get 2 to 3 interview and or 1 interview, because I heard that people usually get 1 to 2 interview and they get matched with that. So I was in stress that I have to, like, maybe I'll get 1 to 2 interview and I have to do super well in that, and that's my only option. These kinds of things. But you're talking, like, you told me that you'll get. I hope, I believe you will get this much interview. So it just relaxed me during the season. Yeah.
And not to take anything from you, you're actually a very fantastic applicant. I think that you were stressed, probably just because you didn't have information. But you were like, on your own, you are like an amazing applicant. Any program will be lucky to have you. So
you told me first, but I was just not believing.
Okay. What are the things that you think that you were worried about, that looking back now, you're like, I shouldn't have been worried about those things?
I think the year of graduation I was worried about. Like I graduated in 2020, and so I think people still can, like, they just don't worry about, like, if they are 5 years of graduation. Even though in Chicago interviews, in all of my interviews, they asked me what you did in the past few years. So they will ask this question. Sometimes it feels like attacking in the interview, like when they directly ask again and again. In one of my interviews, they were asking me again and again, like, do you think your knowledge is rusty? These kinds of things. Like I was saying, no, I don't think so. Like I just passed recently my steps, and I am like working in the hospital. So why? but still, so I was worried about. But in another of my interview, like in different state, they didn't ask me about my gap, and they are just impressed with my work experience and the things. So I don't know, maybe it's different for here.
I think when I also applied, I was somewhere around 5+ years. As long as you can talk about what you were doing, it should be fine. Year of graduation is just hyped, but actually it's not a big deal. If you can talk about what you were doing, you should be good.
Yeah, and another thing, I feel like that research. I was so worried about like research. I don't know how much it was important. Maybe it helped me to get the interviews, but in any of my interviews, they didn't ask me about my research except one, because the interviewer was researcher, and I wanted to like tell about my research and the things when they asked the opening question, and even nobody asked me the opening question except one or two. Like interview, like tell me about yourself. The interviews start with different questions. Like they are like, oh, I'm reading your CV. I saw that you did internship here, or you rotated at this hospital. Like these kinds of things. Like they didn't like the questions we prepared for, like strength, weakness. Tell me about yourself. Like I think only 2 of my interviews start with this. Like tell me about yourself. So
you were very worried about that answer, right? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I was sorry. I was preparing for that again and again, and I am like in the interview, they don't ask me these questions, and in my interview was completely conversational. Like they are just like knowing me, these kinds of things. I heard from people that they told me that they ask set of questions, so I have to answer this. But I'm like, why my interviews are like conversational? I feel like the answer I prepared, I don't answer any of this. So
I mean, take it from me, a conversational interview is way better than question and answer interview. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. So, I guess if you could talk to yourself, your past self from like 6 months ago, what will you tell her? What will you tell Umi 6 months ago, Umi? What will you tell her?
6 months ago, yeah, I feel like that I told you that I was so much worried about like my application research and these things. So I think, I don't know how much it mattered. I told you that I presented at ESCO test, but I didn't get the chance to tell these things during my interview, or making any point to just know them that I did research, I presented at conference. I don't know like how much important, like maybe it's important. I saw lots of students and they are like, I was also worried about that. But I think year of graduation school, these are the most important things, and application. But I didn't get the chance to talk about my research, maybe because of my hospital experience. They are only asking me about my hospital experience, like work experience.
I think your experience is very unique. I think your experience was very unique in the sense that it's when you have that kind of experience on your CV, because you're talking to attendings, internal medicine attendings, and I think we talked about this before. I told you that a lot of internists and internal medicine doctors are really, really interested in your skill. As a clinical documentation specialist, the thing that you bring to the table is far more interesting for them than research, because it's very practical, right? And so that is what everybody's going to be looking at. That's what everybody's going to be drawn to. But research will help you get selected. And if they have to decide between 2 candidates with the same profile, the same signaling, the same letter of intent, and one person has research, one person doesn't, they may choose the person with research a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that helped me to get the interview, but the interview was short duration. That's why like it was like there most of the time like they talked about my experience, like how I got this job, what I do, and they are just checking on me. Am I really doing this? Like in one of my interviews, the interviewer was telling me I never saw a physician CDA. Like they are like, we saw nurses do the CDA, but how do you got this job? Like they're like, I got this and I'm doing this. Like it was kind of completely, usually people do like MA or, but I got this and I was doing.
Wow. So I guess maybe people come in, you could tell them that maybe instead of looking for observership, you could just try to get a clinical documentation specialist job.
Or any kind of work. Yeah, I think any kind of work. Like I heard that people do work as interpreter and they got residency. Like then the interview was completely asking about that.
Oh, so like an interpreter. Wow, that's interesting. And I never thought about that. That would be a good thing to talk about, because on interview day, they'll be like, "Well, we've never seen such. If you can speak maybe Spanish, you can speak like Urdu and Punjabi, all these languages that are there." Wow, nice. I'm really glad that you matched. And before you go, just tell us a little bit story about, how you came to your USMLE journey and everything that happened before you matched. Just a little bit, just short story about.
Yeah, so for me, I was not sure that I'll come to USA. Like everything in my life, like happening all on a sudden. Yeah, you said. Yeah, so I completed my medical school in Bangladesh. That time I didn't know that I passed my medical school, then completed my internship, then I came to the USA with my husband. Like I got only 4 months notice that I'll move to USA. Like because my husband got the PhD offer, and I got F2 visa and I came here. And even that time I didn't started preparing for USMLE because I didn't have the information. I thought that it's really hard, expensive, hard exam. I can do that. Like I had that feelings, but I didn't know the process. Like I have to study for 6 months or 1 year to pass that. So I could just study at home. Like I only need UWorld and laptop, but I didn't know that. So I spent like 6 months of my time in doing other things, giving TOEFL exam, trying for masters and the things. Then I realized, no, I need to do the USMLE. Then I just brought a laptop and UWorld and started studying. And I studied like a lot for step 1. So it took like 1.5 years to like, I studied all the materials. I have a habit of like studying more, like sketching micro videos, boards and beyonds, these like lots of extra things. I don't think it's necessary because people are passing only with the world and first aid. Then I took my step 2 and all exam I passed in first attempt. And then finding rotation, and I got my green card in January. So I had that in my mind that if I look for observership or externship or rotation, somewhere I have to pay, or I have to go and pay for Airbnb, these kinds of things. But as I have my EAD, so I can just apply for job in any medical setting, and I can work there. I can get letter of recommendation for free and also experience.
Nice.
So it was in my mind. Yeah, so I just started applying for job. So what I did, like I searched the website of US website of job. Like I searched in Google, how can I get job in USA, being a physician in another country. So I found out that Indeed and ZipRecruiter, these are job sites. In Glassdoor, I uploaded my CV, normal CV, not ERAS CV, like normal one-page CV, and they just contacted me. And nobody was offering me in January, February, because they are asking me, did you apply for your residency? I was like, yes, I applied to 9 to 10 programs, and I just want to know the process. And then after March, like I got the job offer from that hospital. Like I was really depressed that why nobody is taking me for a simple job. Am I so disqualified that? Yeah.
Oh. So at the end of the day, you say you had step 1, you had step 2, you did your OET, you had a job as a clinical documentation specialist, and you also had a green card. What was your profile like in terms of scores? And did you take step 3?
No, I didn't take step 3 yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm planning to take it soon. But I asked lots of people when I was applying, so I found out that it's more important to make the application better, like ERAS, CV, personal statement, these things, than for step 3. So I just complete, and I didn't have time because I was working and full time and like preparing for interview, and so I was feeling like I will just do it one by one, like step by step.
And what about your profile and scores for like step 1 and step 2?
Step 1 I passed on first attempt, step 2 254.
54, fantastic. Great. So you are one of these stellar candidates. Okay. So yeah, thank you very much for coming, and thank you for sharing your story with the audience and inspiring everybody. There's a couple of people who currently will be watching this from Bangladesh or Pakistan, and because of you, they will get encouraged. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Dr. Endurance. I'm really grateful that I found you during my interview, like during my application season, because I was really scared. The anxiety, like before my submission, after my submission, like nobody will, I don't know how people like it's a real anxiety, and not finding the right people who will answer you, who will correct your application. And even you take the time to like modify my 10 personal statement personally. It was, and I'm sorry that I disturbed you so much. I called you.
It's fine.
And
As
I
long
just
as, I
mentioned
mean,
that you went through like this. You have a new baby. Congratulations again.
yeah, thank
And
you very much.
even going through that, you replied to me like I'm really impressed. Thank you, Dr. Endurance.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, congratulations. And well, let me know if you need anything as you start your internship. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Endurance. I'm really grateful that I found you.
Regards to your husband and son.